Well, you thought it was over. So that series finale was pointless, you may be asking? No, you're actually wrong, the series is over. However, just because I'm done with the series, doesn't mean I'm done with Halloween. So that's right, it's time to make an educational video. And if you're wondering about a Halloween related video for 2025, I don't know, probably. Anyway, time to tell you about some Halloween history. I'm not sure where in the world Halloween is and isn't observed, and I also don't know where you live. But assuming you don't live in a place where Halloween is celebrated, let me catch you up to speed. Typically in Western countries, you and some friends or family would go out on October 31st and walk around your neighborhood to mug your innocent neighbors for some candy, or whatever food they decide to give you. And this somehow legal act is usually done while wearing a costume. And that is the summarized version of Halloween. Now, I will say, trying to find the exact point when Halloween originated is tricky, mainly because modern Halloween only appeared around the 19th to 20th centuries. However, this is the most likely origin. Sometime around 2,000 years ago, pagan Gaelics hosted this gathering called Samhain, a festival that was hosted on the evening of October 31st until sunset, and November 1st would mark the beginning of the darker half of the year. The people celebrating the festival believed that it would break the barrier between the physical world and the other world, where the ghosts of their ancestors would come through. They'd also host these bonfires to ward off any unwelcome spirits, and to hide from them, people would wear masks so that the spirits would confuse them as one of their own. Fast forward to the 8th century, and Pope Gregory III designated November 1st to be All Saints' Day, a day to commemorate, well, All Saints. All Saints' Day decided to take what the Gaelics did and made it about Christianity, similarly what happened to Christmas. The day before All Saints' Day was referred to as All Hallows' Eve, which as you could guess would eventually morph into the name Halloween. Skipping almost a millennia, in the 16th century, the first recordings of guising occurred in Scotland. Guising was simply the act of going to your neighbor's houses in disguises while asking for food or money. And finally, around the mid to late 1800s, the practice of guising was brought over to North America. Eventually, in the late 1920s, the first recorded uses of the term trick-or-treat was mentioned in various Alberta newspapers. However, when Halloween started to grow around this time, there were many problems, most notably vandalism. Many teenagers around the 1920s decided to use Halloween as a way to vandalize stuff and assault people. But Halloween continued to grow for the next few years until a very insignificant, minuscule, itty-bitty war broke out. It was World War II. And because of World War II, sugar had to be rationed and there was little candy and chocolate to be handed out. Yet after the war, Halloween continued on as normal and the rest was pretty much as you could expect. If you skip ahead a couple decades, you notice that Halloween stays relatively the same. However, some things like horror franchises, books, and more commercialized costumes started to grow. But let's leave our time machine and step out in, wait for it, the 2020s. Halloween in the year 2020 was a little bit different because this little virus called COVID-19 decided to screw everything up. According to this article, 52% of parents in Canada said they would not let their kids go trick-or-treating that year. Which if you ask me, that was kinda lame. Except I wouldn't know because my friends and I went out that year and I ended up making a 3-episode miniseries talking about the whole thing. Episode 2 is my favorite. Wait, why did you start talking about the 2020s like it was something in the distant past rather than something recent? Cause why not? It's my video. I could do what I want.
Ding ding! Trick or treat!
Oh, I don't think I have any candy on me.
Let me ask this one more time. Trick or treat?
You know, I think I might have some Kit Kats to give you. Here you go.
Thank you, kind sir. Wow, people are so generous.
Wait, was that Asame? Wait, come back. And he's gone. Anyway, I think that should fill up the average video runtime of around 4 minutes, give or take. And if not, then I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, that was the history of Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'd like to thank you guys for 400 subscribers. That means a lot. And I hope I can get more by the end of the year. Alright, that's everything. See ya.